Hey everyone, welcome back to ECS Motion. My name's Alex, and for this video, I'm doing another weather forecast video around Australia, mainly the eastern half of the nation. Also, three tropical lows that may develop later this week into next week that may become one or two of them may become cyclones, but we'll get to them a little bit later. So let's get stuck straight into southeast Queensland. Well, last night there was some very, very good rain accumulations, especially around the Kingaroy sort of area. Some areas peaked about 50 to 150 millimeters, so some very, very heavy accumulations. That's from those continuous rain bands. As you can see, I'm playing the weather radar. You can see Kingaroy just getting smashed by rain all night. Basically, there were some areas that got countless amounts of rain just the whole night through. It was very wet, especially around the Proston sort of area. Yeah, you can see mainly some weak thunderstorms and just big bands of rain. Gympie also received some very good rain up to about 100 millimeters. So very wet indeed. Last night was a very, very wet night. The southeast corner of Queensland, Brisbane, also they received some very healthy accumulations, close to 50, maybe even more millimeters. Same thing with those showers and thunderstorms streaming from the west. That's what was going on again. It was very, very wet indeed. But yeah, it makes sense. This is what happens in this time of year, but this is not all. We're going to see more come around now. This is something totally different. I'm sorry I didn't get to actually make any videos the last 2 days. I was gonna talk about this. I talked about this like the last two videos, I think, about an outbreak of rain, but this will happen again. So just starting off in southeast Queensland and maybe parts of central Queensland as well. Oh my god, it keeps zooming in. So let's just start things off. So as you can see, that rain band will move to the east gradually. It will move away. It's going to gradually move away to the east. However, showers and light thunderstorms along the coast around Agnes Water, Bundaberg will still continue throughout the day, especially into this afternoon. Gladstone might get some light thunderstorms and showers. Same thing with Rockhampton and inland. Might see a few storms here and there. Near Emerald and Rolleston, a bit of a thunderstorm outbreak may actually occur towards Hugh End, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But you can see it looks like something may spin up over here, but I don't think it's too big of a deal yet. And if it does become a tropical low, there's nothing to worry about. It shouldn't head towards the coast, but it does look like we might see something spin up there, so keep your head around that. Anyway, nothing exciting on Thursday really. Tomorrow, just a few showers here and there are possible. Fridays, we're going to see a couple thunderstorms inland from Rolleston outside of St. George, Aroma, that sort of area. There is a chance of some thunderstorms, and there is a very dim chance of them going severe, but I highly doubt it. Again, we still have a bit of a tropical low spinning up here, which the Bureau of Meteorology hasn't found yet. Even though that's 3 days, but it looks like it's just going to weaken off. There's nothing exciting from that low. It's just going to be a 2-day thing. And then looking to Saturday, we can see massive rain bands of rain in the ocean, basically. But then we're likely to see a bit of a thunderstorm outbreak along the coast from Brisbane all the way up to Mackay, especially Gladstone, inland from Rockhampton, Clairview, that sort of area. This is going to be the first time where Gladstone might actually receive some very good thunderstorms. It's been about maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months since the last thunderstorm outbreak. There were a few cells. There was like a cell that moved through Benarabi and one that moved through up here, basically. The storm was all, this is going to be the time where we might see a bit of a severe thunderstorm outbreak in some of these areas the further inland you go. So this is very exciting news for central Queensland from Mackay down to Bundaberg. It looks like we're going to see thunderstorms at about 3 p.m. on Saturday, which is excellent news. And if we look at the potential the energy values, you can see they're not too high, but they're also decent. You can see it's going to be pretty good for the thunderstorms, and they're going to develop quite decently, especially towards the morning. Some of these areas around the Gladstone, Rockhampton, you can see reaching about 1,000 kg, which is very good for thunderstorms to develop, and potentially severe thunderstorms in those orange areas you see. Uh, and then sort of on Sunday, the same thing, we get more of that energy for those thunderstorms. So yeah, very high energy, and thunderstorms are well and truly possible on that day, especially around Gladstone and Agnes Water and Bundaberg. Sunday, we'll continue to see a bit of a spinning thingy going on up there. Doesn't look too interesting, looks very boring. A bit of a thunderstorm outbreak possible on Sunday inland, where Dingo, Biloela, that area in the afternoon. About 4 p.m. we'll see those thunderstorms move towards Gladstone and Bundaberg until they weaken off and move out over the sea. And basically throughout the days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just showers and light thunderstorms throughout the area. So nothing really too exciting. But yeah, it's just gonna be like light rain showers and light participation. So nothing to worry about really for now. I don't think it's too exciting. Let's move into North Queensland. North Queensland, maybe parts of the Northern Territory. It's going to be very stormy in some parts of Hughenden, Forsyth, and parts of Mount Isa. It's going to be very stormy in some of these areas, and Karumba. You can see thunderstorms expected just throughout the day. You can see a bit of a line thunderstorms through the Northern Territory is also possible. That those rain, Mackay, southern parts of Mackay might get absolutely drenched. You can see it's a bit of a spin up here. I don't think it's anything exciting at all. It's just a bit of a tropical low like stuff. But as we look, you can see Thursday showers and thunderstorms, especially in New Townsville sort of area, Cairns. A bit of a rain event will develop on Friday. You can see a whole bunch of rain will stream in from onshore. It's going to be just super soaking wet in some of these areas. Accumulations up to 100 millimeters Saturday and Sunday. And then rain showers throughout the week. It's going to be less exciting, but there will still be occasional thunderstorms with heavy rainfall here and there outside of Charters Towers, Burketown, Gregory. On Wednesday in the morning, sometime there, we might see a bit of decent rain in some areas. Townsville might get some very good rain on Thursday in the evening. You can see a few thunderstorms and rain comes through. Basically very wet in some of these areas throughout the next week, and you can see on Monday we might see more rain and storms around here. Cardwell might get some good rain as well. You can see looks like a bit of a rain bomb may actually develop, but this is still very far away. This is still like 14 days into the future. We don't really know what's going to happen. Forecasts can get a bit unreliable, so let's talk about that a little bit later. And as I forgot, let's do rain accumulations. So rain accumulations in some of these areas will be quite patchy. Some of these areas will be brutal. Just looking at that day was like the weekends where we saw that big rain bomb expected to develop. 14-day rain accumulations up to 630 millimeters right along the coast. Imang about 500 millimeters. It's just super wet along the coast. Basically, and Gladstone, the Gladstone area, mainly from those thunderstorms we're expecting over the weekends this week. You can see all that rain expected mainly from the thunderstorms. And if we break it down onto those weekends, just to about 2 days, let's look at Saturday and Sunday. In fact, Friday and Saturday, you can see maybe I miscounted a bit, but majority of these storms are going to be occurring on Saturday, and that's going to bring the rain. But if we get Sunday in here as well, you can see rain accumulations really pipe up in some of these areas near Warren, up to 60 millimeters. So very decent rain, which is great news for everyone. But basically the whole coast from Bundaberg all the way up to basically the north of the Cape York Peninsula, you may expect 20 to literally 400 millimeters. Mainly that very heavy rain will be extending from Mackay to Cairns, but more some moderate to light rain around the inland Queensland is most possible. Okay, And same thing for the Northern Territory, absolutely nothing. Just rain showers every day, storms every day, just basically super duper tropical. It's gonna be a great um storm chasing days. You can see Saturday thunderstorms here and there. It's gonna be super soaking wet in some of these areas. Thunderstorms every single day, especially the Northern Territory. You can see Thursday thunderstorms. Friday we might see Thursday late evening we might see a bit of a thunderstorm outbreak to the north of Broome. It looks like we might see a bit of a stormy weather there. Just everyday rain and thunderstorms around the area. So where we might see a bit of a low spin up. I'm not going too detailed because I know every day is going to be the exact same thing. And there's basically no stop. It's just going to rain all week and all next week, every day, basically, wherever you live in the Northern Territory, you will experience rain. So you can see some very heavy falls along the Pilbara coast north of Broome. Majority of that will be from severe thunderstorms we expected sometime this week into next week. Darwin about 200 millimeters in 14 days. Wave Hill about 150. Elliot about 150. Basically, this whole red area is basically 100 to 200 millimeters. So quite wet indeed, quite heavy in some of these areas. Around the Forsyth area, also 400 mils expected. Very wet indeed. And just looking down the Western Australia, you can see nothing too special, nothing too exciting. But outside of what is that name, Paranarg or Newman, you can see like about 60 to 70 millimeters, 100 millimeters in some areas. So yeah, it's just coming from thunderstorms throughout the week, really. You can see thunderstorms continuing today and tomorrow. Mainly just pulse thunderstorms of heavy rain, and the chance of some damaging to destructive winds in some areas are possible, but not overly likely. And then these thunderstorms, a bit of a thunderstorm outbreak will occur on Friday. We're expecting a bit of a severe thunderstorm outbreak inland of Kurralandi, Leinster, and Mount Magnet. Also around Kalgoorlie, we could see a bit of severe thunderstorm stuff going on. You can see just thunderstorms throughout the week. A bit of a cold front may actually blow through on Sunday. We see a few severe thunderstorms around the Northern Esperance sort of area until they weaken off on Monday early morning. Yeah, it's just this general sort of tropical like weather, but there's not going to be as many storms or thunderstorms in that area as what we see in the northern half of the nation. Just very wet in some of those areas. Let's talk about New South Wales. Some of you have been waiting. South Australia, there's nothing exciting. There's nothing to talk about in the forecasts at all. So, but I'll get to you there. So starting today, absolutely boring. And then Thursday, absolutely boring. Friday, absolutely boring. A couple thunderstorms on Thursday. In fact, we might see a bit of a thunderstorm outbreak in northeast New South Wales on Friday about 3 p.m. A few severe storms are possible, but not overly likely. And then Saturday, absolutely boring again. Like I said, just boring weather. A few showers here and there possible, and maybe some weak thunderstorms. Sunday also kind of boring. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, boring, just a few showers here and there. Nothing in the way of rain. Friday, we might see a weak thunderstorms near West Wyalong, Cobra, but they're going to be like associated with the cold front, and then they'll just weaken off basically. So nothing exciting. A bit of a thunderstorm outbreak, a bit of a rain event may develop on Saturday. Next week on the 21st, you can see a bit of rain may be possible that day. Moving to Monday and then moving into Christmas, guys. On Christmas, you better be super excited for this. But on Christmas, you will see a few thunderstorms. A bit of a thunderstorm outbreak may occur around the Tamworth, Muswellbrook area. But again, it's a very weak chance. It's still 14 days into the future, so it's a bit uncertain what's going to happen. But if you're wondering to go out storm chasing on Christmas Day, like you're welcome to. Like pulse thunderstorms isolated thunderstorms are well and truly possible that day, but whatever, it's just way to find the forecast. I can't really think too much about it. And rain accumulations, some of these areas like southwest New South Wales, there'll be absolutely zero rain, which makes sense to me. It really does. Majority of the rain will fall on Saturday next week. You can see around the Canberra will be a bit of a rain event. And majority of the rain in northeast New South Wales will be from the thunderstorms we're expecting sometime this week on Friday, Thursday. But you can see rain accumulations are really poop right now. And I just show you South Australia, see absolutely nothing, okay? I told you, there's nothing in the way of thunderstorms at all. It's completely clear. It's totally boring there. There's nothing to talk about. It's South Victoria, just a few light thunderstorms. And Victoria here, I mean, Tasmania, like they will see some decent rain, but this is just light showers, and basically showers that are streaming in from the shore, so there's nothing to talk about at all. That's just boring. Anyway, I hope I didn't annoy you too much with the boring thing, but yeah, it is really not exciting. Just a few showers, just showers every day streaming in from shore in Tasmania. Maybe a few thunderstorms as well, but it's just basically rain every day that keeps piling on. Let's move into winds. A wind now. Let's see. So, like I said, we've got a bit of a spitting thingy going around the Bundaberg area, which is causing some gusty winds around the Fraser Island coast. Or is it facing island? No, it's Fraser. But this system is very, very weak. It's not even classified as a tropical low, and it makes sense why. It's so tiny. There's nothing to forecast there at all. As you can see, on Friday, it weakens off completely. However, there is still a bit of a spin. It weakens off around here, but another thing spins up near Townsville, Bowen, Mackay sort of areas. See something else spinning on Saturday. It looks like we might have like a 10% chance of two lows here. It looks a bit confusing right now, but you can see nothing exciting here at all in the case of wind. It's going to be a windy day on Wednesday in some of these areas from Bundaberg to Mackay along the coast. It's going to be quite windy. But overall, nothing exciting about tropical lows, nothing to worry about, absolutely nothing. If you live in Bundaberg or this Fraser Island sort of area, don't stress about that system. It's absolutely nothing. It's a case of nothing. Anyway, let's move on to our main system right now. I would classify this as a Category 1 tropical cyclone. Look at that, 85 kilometre an hour wind gusts. Yet the Bureau of Meteorology is only giving it like a 10% chance of developing, which to me, I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but I feel like that's a little bit stupid because literally already, like literally Category 1 right now. But it looks like it's going to weaken off throughout the day. At about midnight, it's going to weaken off to a tropical low. Wind gusts may still exceed 70 to 80 kilometers an hour, but then they'll absolutely drench. You can see on Monday, Tuesday, nothing in the way of tropical lows. Might see a bit of a spin up there. I'll talk about that later. But the ECM forecast is showing absolutely nothing in other tropical lows, so boring stuff again. But looking at the GFS is the one that tracks most of the lows. It's very good for tropical lows and tropical cyclones. I can see looking on Friday when this system, the main system that's going on right now off the Exmouth coast, as it weakens, we were expecting another tropical low to develop somewhere here, and it is starting to develop. We can just see a bit of a spin up going on there. For Saturday, it hasn't even developed really. But it was expecting to become a severe tropical cyclone, but I don't really think that's going to happen since it's just like the wind shear. There's a lot of wind around the area. It just doesn't look like it's going to happen. However, we might see something spin up over Broome. I'm not exactly sure, but if we do look closer, there is something that will spin up over Broome at about Tuesday or Wednesday, so it's still a bit uncertain what's going to happen, and nothing exciting there really. The same thing to the week, just something totally boring stuff, and into Wednesday as well. But not boring stuff into the west of West Island, Seabreeze Village. You may want to just be prepared. I know this is a bit uncertain. The GFS is very unreliable after 14 days, but if you live in Seabreeze Island, Seabreeze Village here in these islands. Just be cautioned about this, or just be like, have this in your head. It looks like the GFS is going to spin something up, and it looks like it's moving towards Seabreeze Village. I'm not 100% sure, but if we look on the ECM forecast, nothing in the way of tropical lows, nothing spinning here at all, which is a bit concerning to me. Looking at the axis, there's also nothing really to talk about. Looks like it might spin something up, but it doesn't look like it's anything exciting. Looking at the icon, same thing. There's nothing really too exciting except for 1 week low. The GFS loves to sometimes spin up powerful systems. But yeah, if you do live in Seabreeze Village, just keep it in the back of your head. You never know when it will happen. It's going to be very tropical low week. You can see another low may develop near Indonesia, another low over Darwin sort of area. It's just going to be tropical low week next week, normal week. And I'm not going to talk about the temperatures because this video is getting way too long, but maybe I do have another minute or so. So temperatures will exceed about 40 degrees. The pink is 40 degrees. Much of the nation, as you can see, quite hot in some of these areas. So be in the air conditioner if you can. When you need it, when you need it, of course. Outside of Perth, York, you can see up to 32, 42, or 43 degrees. So quite warm and pretty normal for this time of year. Western Australia is really going to be hot this year. You can see on Friday, you can see the temperatures really pick up on the southern half of the Western Australian area. You see every day basically hot temperatures are expected. Thursday we'll see another hot day. Friday is going to be another very hot day indeed. In fact, Thursday, I see along the coast 45 degrees in some areas are possible. Saturday, another hot day along the coast. Sunday, hot day as well. Basically all week just going to be hot weather around the Exmouth Karratha area. Also inland, but still very hot indeed. So stay in the air conditioning on Christmas as much as you can. You can see that heat will really pick up. If you love the heat, well, you can stay outside if you wish. But if you don't like the heat, or it's like sensitive to you, stay in the aircon. It's going to be very hot in some of these areas. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope it was informative for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, talking about this another weather forecast video, basically a bit of a crazy one. The video is getting a bit long. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next future video, and leave a like or subscribe if you did enjoy it. And I'll make more of these in the future videos, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.